never got anywhere, but normally there is another screen that comes on. But now I'm back, and we're going to the serious stuff of making Christmas decorations in June. And these are made with using wire and wool. And by the end of this, you will be loving wrapping wire around. Sorry, wrapping wool around wire. This is a good start. So you don't have to make Christmas decorations from whatever is in the flock box, because it's literally just wool and wire. You could wrap your wire and make a word out of it, or you could make, I don't know, other shapes, whatever you fancy. But this is sort of the start for us of maybe putting some nice ideas your way. You've already got lots of ideas, especially if you're a flock member, because I've been handing them out left, right and center, the ideas, to give you ideas for Christmas makes. So let's just remind ourselves what comes. Oh no, see? I'm so sorry. Okay, just bear with me. I just need to unstuck this screen. So I have to go into it. So just ignore what. Oh, everything's going wrong. Okay, just ignore what's happening. I'm just going to talk over it. I just have to literally deactivate this. So it's going to go black and then activate it again. And then I've got to shrink it because you can see everything now. So just going to go okay. Just going to reposition this, and yeah, let's just move in a bit more. Here we go. Got the box, you got the makes, everything's good. Seriously, what is the matter today? Okay, so you've had in your box a little bit of gold thread to hang your decoration, like that. You have had a green sheep, which I will be undressing, so look away if you can't bear it. You've had some Angelina fiber. This is our Moonstone Angelina fiber, and it's vicious, so don't get it on you. You will sparkle forever and evermore. You get some forest green New Zealand bat and some poppy red New Zealand merino bat, and you get 2 types of wire, 2 in the brown and 1 in the white. So you can basically do these decorations with the exception of the yellow bit on top of the Christmas tree. But you can do all of this with just what is in here. However, what I will say is, I recommend that you have at least either a glue bottle to hand, or some lanolin, our lanolin in a tin, or maybe you have a bit of Vaseline or something like that, just something that you can, that creates a little bit of resistance when you start wrapping the wire. Or, and this is something that I've never said in my whole life before, you could spit on it, spit on your fingers, and then you can use that too. I didn't say that, but you could. I'm sure it would work. So I'm going to explain wool wrapping techniques very slowly and very precisely, so that everybody, even those who have done it loads of times, get a good idea of what this is all about. Right, here we go, back to that. So you have, let me just click on that. Why is it still showing all the rest? Okay. Oh, there, it's gone now. So you have your wire. Maybe I should use the white wire. You can see that better in the camera. There's the, no, that's the brown. There's the white wire. Now each of these have used 1 wire length. The wire is 36 centimeters long, in case you were wondering. So I'm going to use a whole length of the white wire. If you want to know about wire gauges, so the white wire that I've got here is a 22 wire gauge. Remember how we measure our needles? So you have a 40, which is a fine, a 38, which is a medium, and a 36, which is a coarse. Meaning that the lower the number, the thicker the needle. So the lower the number on the wire, the thicker the wire. So this one is a 22, and this one is a 24. So that is why they are different thicknesses, because one is a slightly thicker wire with a lower number, and the other one is a slightly thicker wire, a thinner wire. So what I do is I use my glue bottle, my glue pen, and I literally just put the tip, the end of the wire into the glue bottle. I tease off a little bit of wool, like so, just out of the way so you can see better. And you can actually stretch it a little bit more. The most important thing when using wire and wool is that you get your wool attached by just letting the wispy bits grip into it. And then you're going to start wrapping the wool around the wire so that it stays flat like a ribbon. And it's always good to work in with small quantities of wool. You get a really nice neat wrap. So I'm going all the way, I'm going to go that way and all the way the other way. Now this, because I've used glue, the wool hasn't been slipping. Also the paper covered wire is actually quite good for that. You can tighten the wool. Imagine it's like a screw that you're screwing in, even when you're doing it. And then you work your way along. Now because you can't stick the glue bottle obviously into the sorry, you can't stick the wire into the glue bottle again. You can add a little bit glue as you go, or you can use the woolly wax, which I'm desperately trying to find by looking. Okay, I'm just gonna go on the big screen. Just bear with me. I had it already, but it's gone somewhere else. Where have you gone? I feel it was inside a tin. Where did the tin go? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, woolly wax is the stuff that we make ourselves in our workshop. I've actually got a bit here. And you can use it to prepare your wire so that it doesn't slip. But the lanolin works too. And I've just got to stand up because I genuinely don't know where the stuff has gone. And I know I shouldn't really be blaming. Oh, I found one bit. I shouldn't really be blaming anybody, but I'm telling you this now, and this is the honest truth. My daughter tidied up my desk, and I think she did a very good job. You know, when your desk is nice and messy, and you know exactly where you put your hand on things, and you find it. But anyway, what I've got here is a little bit of the woolly wax. It comes in certain shapes so that you can run it through the wire. It's not here, for goodness sake. And so this is just a little bit of the woolly wax on my finger, and it's a darker color. It doesn't really matter, but it kind of melts in your hand, and so you can stroke it across the wire like this, and it makes the wire sticky. So it's gone off my fingers now, and now you can continue wrapping your wool around the wire. So it doesn't slip, and it feels actually really quite nice. Now what I like about this is that now my fingers are slightly sticky, and if you wanted to, you could turn the whole wire around and then just twist the wire, and as you're twisting it, you're actually getting rid of that woolly wax on the wool as well. So when the next layer goes over it, you have extra stickiness, because we do want another layer to go on top of it. So I'm just going to work my way, because you have to go all the way to the other end. When you get to the end of your wool, the best way to tuck it away is by going back over the bit that you've already wrapped, because the wool will just stick to itself best. But remember to not twist the wool. So I'm going to show you some things that could potentially could be going wrong. And when you've got the wool on, you can then twist it even tighter by just continuing going over the wool. Remember, you've got glue underneath that first layer, so whilst it's not dry yet, as you're making it really nice and tight, it will sort of dry onto it. There we go. That's a really, really nice, neat wire wrap. Now, why do you need to wrap wire really tightly? If you think of the fairies, like the official flower fairies, we've just brought another one out, the pansy fairy, then you will need a really nice tight wrap so that you've got nice and neat fairy body parts. So moving on, there is also what we sell is 100% lanolin in a tin, and it is in itself quite sticky. Unless you have a lanolin allergy, don't use it. And you can prepare your wire in that way as well. It's not quite so sticky. It's a lot more like feels a lot more oily. And then you get the next bit of wool. And at this point, you don't need to worry about getting the lanolin on the wool, because that's what it came out of originally. Now, you need to make sure that when you start up again, that you have the wire still in the same direction, or you start at the same point where you started originally. So I started at this end, so I still have my wire facing in exactly the same way. But then I turn it round, and now I'm going over the remains of the wire, and in the meantime I'm just adding a nice sort of, can you see how shiny my fingers are? I'm adding a little bit more lanolin back into the wool. It's actually really quite nice to do this, because you get a really lovely sort of treatment of your fingers and your skin all at the same time. I'm still looking for the shape of the woolly wax so I can show it to you. I've just scraped a little bit out of a tin that I had used for the bear cup for the nose when I brushed that on. So remember, going back on yourself to get rid of the last wispy ends of the wool, and then again, if you need to tighten it, just twist it as if you're screwing a screw in, and just allow the wool to grip in. Especially if you've got a little bit of grease on your fingers, it makes it really easy to do that, and you might have to sort of just go down the wire again to continue doing that as well. So just let the wool, I'm just twisting the wire, and it's twisting the wool tighter and tighter to make a nice thin finish. So you can see that as I'm twisting it here, it becomes looser there, but I'm not worried about this, because I'm just going to continue twisting it until I get to the other end, and it's like you're screwing a screw in there. So that's the first layer done, and now you need to put some more layers on, and you proceed in exactly the same way, but you could become a little bit more generous with the wool. So I'm starting at the same end again, and I'm now the wool is gripping in on itself. Still leave it nice and tight. Don't make it loose, and it is always the folding over the wire rather than what you're not doing. And I'll just show you in a minute. I just need to get it to establish itself again. What you are not and never doing with wrapping wire around wool around wire, sorry, you never do this. Because as you're doing this, can you see how the wool twists in on itself? And that's not the look you want, because that also doesn't stay on the wire, it untwists itself. So you're always keeping the wool flat. Imagine you've got a pretty ribbon and you want to see the full width of the ribbon as you are wrapping it around the wire. So you're keeping it nice and flat. If you have worked with a florist tape before, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, because it's the same way as you would wrap florist tape around wire too. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go onto the big screen and see if there's any questions coming up my way. Let's have a look. Do feel free to ask questions. Okay, here we go. Is that... Okay, sorry, I'm just going to go back. Sorry, I'm trying to find... Okay, sorry, I'm just still trying to find where the beginning is. Okay, here we go. Share the next live, but only 1 to 2... Oh no, I've said that. I would love to introduce felting to new people and bring some of the local community. Oh yes, no, okay. And of course, sorry, I should also just say, Stacey, I suggested to the flock members that we would have the next make along on the main page, and this is literally just an exception. I wouldn't do this regularly. This is just to maybe showcase. It's almost like an open day for the flock members, so that other people can see what we get up to with our make-alongs. Hello everyone, sorry I missed the start, says Kate. No worries. Heidi thinks, I think my community would be keen on every other month, so long as the makes varied. We have a lovely community hall begging to be used. So if you've missed that part, this is all about you guys becoming shepherds and running a flock party for the makers. So if you're interested in this, you can actually email us. Just email info@themakers with s.co.uk and say, I want to become a shepherd and run a makers workshop. We will supply you with the workshop packs, and you will also get a little bit of a merchandise that you can sell on the day until you get into the swing of things and get to know your members, and then you can ask them to order things in advance that will all be sent to your house, and then you can obviously basically run your own little business. But that's it. Would love to join a group, wouldn't be well enough to run one, unfortunately. Anyone in Edinburgh? I'm sure there will be, Anne. We have such a big community, and I think we've got people all around the country actually that have come forward. I'm sitting here quietly with cat Max, zipping my gin and giggling at everyone. Are you actually just drinking gin, Anne? Or is there a bit of tonic in there? When you said I'm ready to pour my gin, I thought, yeah, you mean gin and tonic, right? Are you just drinking gin? I've never met anybody who just drinks gin. Oh, there's always a fest. I just opened all of my bits to be organized and forgot Angelina fiber gets everywhere. Yes, it does. It does. I haven't even opened it yet. You are doing great with the tech. Thanks, Kate. Oh dear. Amber says, looking forward to learning more about wire wrapping. Excellent. You're in the right place. I haven't got this box, says Dawn. Why haven't you got this box, Dawn? I don't understand. You should have this box. This is the June box. I was using emu oil wrap last night as couldn't find my worked a treat. What's emu oil wrap? Oh, dare I even ask? I think that gin is definitely loosening certain things, and certain things. Hannah says, does it matter what colour woolly wax you use? No, because it's going to be underneath. It only matters if you use a woolly wax that you want to be visible on the outside. Say, for example, you're making claws, and you want them to be brown, then obviously you use a brown woolly wax. Or if you're painting a black nose, then you want the woolly wax to be that colour. But no, otherwise, no, it doesn't matter. Is that we got in earlier flock box? This is the June box, and you got some lanolin in your earlier flock box at some point, but it might not be all of you who've got it, because you might not have had that box at the time. I can't find my woolly wax either. I have about 4 lots of it. It's a woolly wax conspiracy. They've all come together and abandoned us. Hilarious. Is that yes, it is, Kate, sorry. Sorry, Kate, I think it was the lanolin in the tin. Yes, it is. Have fun all. I'm off to bed, says Debbie. Oh, Debbie. Oh, I know you go to bed quite early, and so do I. This is well past my bedtime. Anyway, let's keep going. As I'm putting on a second layer on, but the first layer is okay, so right. So if the first layer unravels, it's because you haven't gone in the same direction as the layer underneath. So this is why it's really important that you always make sure that you start out on the same side. Maybe you need to mark it next time so you don't get confused, because if I look at this now, it looks pretty much, I can't really tell what is what. So yeah, I can't tell which one is, which one I started. I can, because this is thicker and I know that I've started my second layer there. So oh, right, you just haven't had the box yet. Oh, well, you can always rewatch this. This stays in the group, and we're also putting this into the flock membership corner on our website as well. So don't worry, you can re-watch it, and then you know that you can change your payment date. You go onto the subscription, into your subscription account, and you can change the payment date, and then your box comes sooner. If you do need any help with that, just give us the give us an email, and we'll help you. Okay, right. Going back to the job at hand here. So I've started putting a second layer on here. This is the thinner part, and I'm going to take another bit of wool. So if you were to now add a layer on here, but you're starting to wind it from this direction, it would unravel the layer underneath. So always start out in the same direction as you did earlier. And it is confusing because when you twist the wire, you're actually switching it round, but you're still going in the same direction. It's just that your hands are doing different jobs. So now I'm twisting the wire with my right hand, and my left hand is just standing still and allowing the wool to grip into it. And every time you sort of get a loose bit, just keep twisting your wire so that you are distributing the wool along the wire and you're tightening it at the same time. There we go. Right, next bit along. Going back to this point. Starting up again. And going along the wire to the other end. And I think I'm going to leave the cover as thick as that is now. So I haven't needle felted, I've literally just been wrapping wool around it. And you can if you want to sort of seal the wool a little bit, or make it so you don't have to felt into it, you can actually use the lanolin to do this. So I'll show you that as well. So just get the wool layer on. Here we go. So this is quite loose now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of lanolin, pop that in my fingers, and now I'm going to literally screw it tight, like you would a screw, pulling a, you imagine your hand is the wool and the wire is the screw and the other hand is screwing it. That's what you're doing. So just keep twisting it round and round and round, and the wool will get tighter if it has loosened a little bit. You can also put layers of glue in between the layers of wool. That will help the wool to stay in place. You only at some point you will have to needle felt if you keep adding layers, but I'm not needle felting this. However, if you do needle felt it, let's just talk about this as well. If you have to needle felt it, then make sure that when you are stabbing into your wire, you do this either at a very shallow angle, so I'm going along the wire parallel to the wire, or you stab into it and you avoid the wire. The disadvantage of that is that you have to stab it from all directions. It takes a little bit longer, but it is perfectly possible to do that. So here we go. So you can felt it down as well. Now the special effect on our little Christmas tree and on the on these holly leaves is that don't look away now, I'm undressing a sheep, because we've used these multi-tone or green tone tops. Oh dear, naked sheep coming, look away. So if you take, I left a little bit on just for decency, it's the underwear left on. You just take a really thin piece of that wool, and it's nice to have maybe a multi color there. And then, you have to remember where you started, you're going to now wrap the wool top around it, but you can do it so that you've almost got a little bit of a candy stripe effect. Now that will add a special surface texture to it, so it will make it a little bit more interesting. And you do exactly what you did before, but this time you're doing it with a little, not a complete cover. Just allow the wool to sort of make a bit of a candy stripe pattern. Turn it around the other way again. Take another strand of wool, really thin. It doesn't. You can do lots with this sheep's watch. Start it out again in exactly the same way, and then continue doing that. So you might have to take 3 or 4 of the strands from the sheep, or you can just keep it just green as it is if you don't want to undress your sheep. You can always put more of that wool back on the sheep. Right, I'm going to my 3rd strand now. And don't worry too much if you've got some parts that are slightly thicker than others. I think that is the charm of the decoration, that it's not completely neat and even. So last one, and that completes my wire wrapping. So as before, you can tighten it still. Just make sure you go all the way along. Make it tight again. There we go. And then you're going to bend it. So I'm focusing on the little holly leaves to start with, because for the Christmas tree you need to start with red and then end, well, I've needle felted a bit of yellow at the end. So the easiest way to do this is by using a little bit of paper. I'll just found this little postcard here. And freehand, it's not hard to do this, freehand draw a little holly leaf. So holly leaves are very distinct in that they are like this, aren't they? They have sort of curves like that. That's it. That's a holly leaf. So make it a bit fatter. And then all you need to do is you need to follow that pattern with your wire. Now they're really tight little bends, so if they're too tight, just skip one. Okay, so then you back in yourself. So in effect, you don't even need to, at this point, follow the leaf. Just keep doing round parts there, and then sharper parts here, and then round again, and sharper parts here. But make sure that you don't go further than half of the wire. So remember, it's 36 centimeters long, so you don't want to go further than 18 centimeters. So you could mark that somewhere. This is if you're doing the holly leaf, obviously. And I also have a tape measure, which was also tidied away very efficiently to the point that it's definitely hiding somewhere. Oh my goodness, never again. She did do a good job. It looks a lot tidier, but can't find a flipping thing. Where are you? Oh, what's this? No. Oh yes, I found it. There we go. Found the tape measure at least. So 18 centimeters is about here. So I'm not bending my wire beyond that 18 centimeters. So at the moment I'm just doing zigzag, zigzag. Just make sure I don't go past it. Nope, nearly gone past it. And then you have to bend it in so that you have your holly leaf here. There we go. There's your first holly leaf. You can also use pliers and really make these bits sharp, really sharp, or use your fingers as I'm doing. And then keep the rest nice and soft and curved, because that's exactly what the holly leaves look like. And I'm just going to, I might just felt the wool on here, so the two stay together. So there's a little bit of wool that's come off the end of the wire, and I'm just felting that into the other wire. Now I'm going to secure that later with little berries, holly berries. And then you do the rest of the leaf. So round, sharp bend, round, sharp bend, and you can already squeeze it now. Round, sharp bend. So don't worry too much about bending it into the wire yet. Into the leaf shape yet, because you can do this when you've bent all the wire in. And then round end. And this occasion, just have to go this way. And then you can felt that side on as well. And that will just hold it in place. So I've got a slightly smaller leaf here than a bigger one there, but it doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to show you now is how to make the berries. And on this occasion, I'm going to show you how to mix Angelina fiber into the wool. I'm going to take my chances here. You need tiny amounts, okay? Tiny amounts. It is very, very, you have so much Angelina fiber that will last you 3 years. So you lay the wool on top of the Angelina fiber, or the other way around, and you just mix it in. And within minutes you can see, or seconds even, you can see how you're adding this lovely sparkle into your wool. Now Angelina fiber in its own doesn't felt, but mixed into wool it does. So you're now going to make little ball shapes, just scrunching it up, and then using a felting needle. Oh, bent one, that needs to go in the sharp spin. Felt the wool down. You can of course also add some of these Angelina fibers into the holly leaf itself, into the green wool. There is one little berry, and then you're going to felt the berries on where the two leaves are joined. So make sure that you don't hit the wire, go sort of gently around it. If you just go, you can stab your needle quite deep, but be prepared to withdraw quickly if you have to. Right, that's one on. I'm going to get 2 out of that, or do I need to mix a little bit more? I'm still using the lanolin on my fingers to wipe it back into the wool. One on here. So you once you've got one holly leaf on, holly berry on, you can sort of use the first one to fasten the second one next to it, and then just one more. And if you're doing the Christmas tree, which I won't do now, you are basically just zigzagging your way that way. You might have to practice it a little bit, but just to give you sort of an idea of what that first bend is like, that is about 5 centimeters along. And then obviously you've got a little bit of a swirl here for the Christmas tree holder in red. And you don't need to put a yellow end on it, but you can if you want to. Maybe you could just wrap a bit of Angelina fiber on the end of your tree. So now I've got the 2 even 3 berries attached. There we go. And then you have your gold thread. Where the heck did that go now? Oh yeah. And just take it off. Take off however much you need. Scissors. And what I found is with the holly leaf, if you put the thread into here, it sort of falls forward, so you could actually hang it up slightly, so it's slightly hanging diagonal. Just get so it hangs up like this. Oh, you can't see, sorry, holding it up to you there, like that. Or you could go into the next one, so it's a little bit more straight, or even the next one. What happens if you do that? Oh yeah, even better. So instead of putting it into the center, which would be the way that you would probably do it. Do it through one of the bent parts of the leaf, and I wonder if I can do it. What happens if I do it through the other one? So you can try that by just threading it through. No, the bigger one was better. It levels it out more. And then you've got your decoration all ready. There you go. And then you can do your Christmas tree or any other shapes. You could you don't have to do Christmas decorations. You could make, I don't know, what else could you make that's not Christmas? You could do a toadstool maybe, I don't know, but you wouldn't use the green. What's green and red that's not Christmas? Can't think now, but maybe you can think of something. But in any case, that is basically how you use wire and wool. Keep it nice and flat, narrow. Keep your strand narrow. And if you need a little bit of help to get the wool to stick, then do use either the lanolin. But if you've got anything, I mean, to be perfectly honest, you could even use hair wax. Like you can use the glue. The glue might leave a residue. You could use just I don't know, anything that's sort of slightly sticky. Any wax, beeswax, you could use just beeswax as well. So anything that allows the wire to become prepared, and then once the wool is on, anything that smooths over the wool and allows you to tighten it really nice and tight, so it makes it stick a little bit more together. Right, I'm just going to have a last check into the chat. Oh, Dawn said she found her box. The sheep must have hidden it. Have you got a sheep? Seriously? Jane says, I'm excited to be a fellow flocker. Yay! I am a titled person at last. I can use FF as letters after my name. Oh my god, I hadn't thought of that. Oh dear. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Sherry says, hello from Tennessee. I know I'm late. We'll have to watch the replay. Absolutely, Sherry. It will stay in the group, but it will also go onto your membership corner. Kate says, girl, I really not working for me. I'm going to see if I can find some lanolin or wax. Yes, it definitely works better if you have a little bit of help with that. Hannah says, I have some red shimmer wool that's also working really well for the berries. Excellent. Ready-made shimmer. Poppies. Yeah, you could shape poppies. That's a good idea. And a shamrock if using green. Oh, nice idea. Yeah, I like that. Please do share some of your alternative decorations in the group. That would be nice. Different colors could make snails or shells. Yeah, definitely. I'm happy, says Amber. I got some woolly wax in the lucky dip this month. I think the most interesting part of this tutorial is the screw tightening the wire technique. Yes, well, I'm a very visual person, and I keep thinking if I explain it in a visual way, then maybe that translates better to you guys, how you're doing it. Oh, Diane used a Pritt stick. Perfect. Love the Christmas tree. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Can we still sign up or get more info on the shepherds thing? Yes, just send us an email. We're not going to suddenly say, oh, you can't be a shepherd. It is an ongoing thing. All we're trying to do is manage locations, the demographics, so that we don't have two people literally living next to each other doing it. But yes, please do get in touch, Laura. Definitely. I would love to do workshops with the security of support from the makers, and also try to get more flockers. Oh, thank you, Laura. No, please do. It is not, we want to get this right. So, and Sarah has just popped in. She's just said, I will be getting back to everyone in July. So yes, we have definitely not forgotten about any of you. We are totally on the ball with this. We're getting our sheep in a row. Oh dear, yeah. So just bear with us. It will all happen. Wow. So I think that's all I've got to say. Thank you so much for bearing with me with all these wretched technical issues I've had today. If you've only watched the part where we're making our wire Christmas decorations, I had to completely, oh my goodness, my laptop has restarted. It has actually done it. I cannot believe it. Naughty. Well, so I had to completely set up a new laptop to do this live streaming, because my usual streaming laptop wanted to be restarted, and it did a lot of and not starting forever and ever. But anyway, so there you are. Oh, I love this, Diane. Just bear with us. That's it. Yeah, just bear with us. Yeah, we will get back to you. So thank you very much, everybody. It's been an absolute delight as always. And watch out for the craft along for the hanging cat decoration, and we'll pop something in a social media post and an email soon as well, so that you can make sure you've got everything at the ready to make along. And I think there's a bit of wire wrapping involved, so you got the best practice here already. You'll be a pro when it comes to making the cats. So take care, everybody. Enjoy the nice weather if you've still got it, and I will see you very soon. Bye. I haven't got an end screen, so I'm just going to wave and then disappear, because that's the other thing I couldn't load up. So